Alright guys, Metro Glass here. We are doing a live stream on a Ford Transit Connect. We're going to be replacing the passenger side rear glass. And so thought I would just back up to the truck and do a little live stream on this. First things that we're going to do is I've already taken the tape and I've pulled it back so that I can have access to the edges of the glass. But before we go any further, I wanted to start my camera and get everything going. Again, like and subscribe. Really does help me with these videos, lets me know I'm doing something right. But the goal of these videos is to show you start to finish pretty much what an auto glass tech goes through, as well as how long it truly takes to replace a door glass, a rear glass, a windshield, and you know, do it the proper way. These guys that show videos where it takes them 10 minutes and then you go out into your driveway and you try and mimic them and it doesn't take you 10 minutes, that's not what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show you truly, if you're going to do this in your garage, in your driveway, and you've already got the glass from, say, a salvage yard or from online, you know, I'm showing you how long it's going to take you to do that job. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Excuse me. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off this wiper blade over here. So first things we're going to need is we're going to need a socket, and it's a 13mm socket to take that nut off. It does have a washer with it, so I need to make sure I don't lose that and take the washer as well. This is very rusted. I'm going to put it where I'm not going to lose it. I'm just going to put it on the back of my van right here with my socket set. I'm not going to need the sockets anymore. Another thing on these vehicles, and I'll open the door and show you, there is right here, there is defroster tabs. Not all of them will have the defrosters, but on this one there is defrosters. So make sure you pull the wires up through the door. It's going to reveal the tabs. That way you don't have to take apart the door. Once you peel these two tabs through, make sure they stay on the top side. You don't want them falling back through, but it does a really good job of holding itself there. And then just pull the defroster tabs out. Now that you've done that, you can shut the door again. We're going to get that wiper blade off, so I'm going to go grab my wiper puller real quick, and I'll be right back with that. All right, I got my wiper puller. It also is a 13mm, mine is, to take the wiper off. So we're going to set it and put it right on the head there. All right. So let's keep going with it. It's got some heavy rust. I don't want to have any trouble getting this off. All right, wiper should be off now. Take it back, and there it is. So wiper goes in the up position. Be careful when you slap this forward here. You don't want this to catch your finger and pinch you. So be mindful of where everything is so that you don't hurt yourself. I'm going to put my socket down, put my wiper puller down. Next thing, we're going to concentrate on getting the, let's go ahead and get that rubber out if I can. It's right here. Might wait, but I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get it. Yep, it's not coming right now, so we're gonna skip that. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go. There's different ways you can do this. You can do a wire because the glass is already broke and it's tempered glass. A wire technique is going to be very, very challenging. Not really the right method. What you can do is bust all the other glass away and just go ahead and use your trimming blades and trim everything out that way. Or if you're really careful, you can use a reciprocal saw with a small blade on it and just watch your corners, watch the frame, make sure you don't scratch it up. I'm going to grab the reciprocal and we're going to see if we can zip this thing out real quick. All right, I got my reciprocal saw. This is what she looks like. Got a little blade, it's modified at the end, so you can't really buy these at Home Depot or Lowe's. You're going to buy them online or at your local warehouse. Got your blades, and I just got me a little small blade here. Put them in, make sure the blades have a little locking pin at the bottom of it. slide them in, and it just locks into position. And so now I'm ready to come over here, slide it under on the side, and start cutting everything out. Make sure you have your protective gear for your hands, and then of course safety glasses to guard your eyes. Okay. Okay, I pretty much have gone all I can go. I've ran into a little issue right now, and the issue is there is a rubber molding that the blade is trying to rub up against and get caught on. So we're gonna abandon this technique, and we're gonna go to the other thing. We're gonna grab our trimming blades, and we're gonna start trimming the rest of it out. I do have a tarp down that you can't see in this shot. Let me zoom out, maybe you can see it better there. There's my tarp. And so the tarp is catching all the glass that is falling onto the ground there from the vehicle. Okay, so we're gonna put our blade up here, and I'm gonna hold with the other hand the glue, the old glue that's there, and I'm just gonna pull slightly with it. And that's gonna allow me to slide this blade through there. And it's real nice and easy. When you set this down, be careful, don't let it rest against the paint and scratch the paint. So be mindful of what your arm is doing and where all this is going. We're gonna do the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this chunk of glass right here in the center. I'm just gonna rip it out, because I don't want that to fall, hurt me, scratch me. I don't want it to hurt the vehicle. Still keeping this up, because if I let this go, look, it's gonna wanna lean against the vehicle here. So keeping this up, being mindful of where it's at. Watch your corner here. That's it. So next thing what we want to do, I did use a trimming blade. If you were to use the reciprocal saw all the way around, you want to then follow up with a trimming blade to get a little closer. I'm pretty sure I got all my bead as close as I needed to initially. I'm just going to inspect it one more time. If I need to trim down a little bit lower, now's a good time to go and get it before I put this tool away. Little spot right here, about 3 inches of it I need to trim down. Everything else looks good. That's it. So we're gonna zoom out real quick, let you see the mess that I've made. Luckily my tarp was there and it's caught everything. We're gonna go ahead and get this out of my way so I have room to move around and not step on things. We're gonna put it in my little trash can here. All right, the rest of the glass I'm not worried about. Now what we're moving into is we're moving into the cleaning phase of this. And we go ahead and remove this little gasket right here for your wiper. Kind of take position, note on how they were arranged in there. Some of them have little arrows on them, on the back side of them, where they do need to go a certain way. This one does not, so we're good. It looks like it's even all around too, with no slant back or anything. But if you work on like a Honda CRV or something rear glass, you know, or the Ford Escapes actually, they do have to go a certain direction. There is a right and wrong way on how they are rotated, that is, with this. I'm not talking about flipping it in or out, I'm just talking about how it sits. The little hole is a little offset on it if you look at it. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start cleaning all this up. I'm not gonna do any vacuuming yet. There's nothing to vacuum right now. I'm gonna vacuum after I get the glass installed, but we're gonna clean all this frame right here. So let me grab my cleaning rag. We just use the disposable towels, and then we're just gonna use glass cleaner or water. Let's zoom back in on that door. Spray your door frame, use your cleaning rag, and just scrub all this filth away. And there is a lot of it too. And I'm actually gonna need another rag with more spray. It's caked in just dirt. All right, we're gonna grab another rag. That one's a little too dirty for me now. We're gonna do it another time, spray it down. All right, nice and clean. All right, next up, what we're going to do is we're going to put a bead of primer around there. I do have some scratches over here in this bottom corner right here where my reciprocal saw did scratch it, and so we're going to make sure we prime over that and get it where it won't rust. So we are using 5504G. This is what we're using. If you call Pilkington and you get, what's her name? She calls it the gangster method. I always get a little chuckle out of that. I don't know if anybody else calls Pilkington call center and talks with her. I think her name's Jenny. Shout out to you, Jenny. But she goes, oh, gangster, because she'll be like, do you want 5504G, the sticks or the bottle? And I'll say bottle, and then she's like, oh, gangster, old school. So, all right. We're gonna put our primer on, keeping it a little light on the pressure that I'm applying. We don't want to cause it to drip. I'm getting all this area real nice. It's also going to be where it looks like I'm going to make my join spot. That's where they made theirs. We are on the bottom, coming to our join spot. That's it. So any places that I scratched, you want to hit with your primer. You don't want to leave scratches exposed to the weather. They do promote rust if you do. So putting primer over it or putting a clear coat on top of that will stop the rust from forming on those things. Make sure you do it thick. Sometimes one coat is not enough. Sometimes you need to come back with a second coat of primer or a second coat of clear coat. And if you don't have anything like that, nail polish. Nail polish will work. Go get you some nail polish from your wife's kit and just put a little clear coat on there, or you know, try and match the vehicle if you hit other areas. There was a gentleman that was texting with me last night on one of my YouTube videos actually, and he was asking about saying that some shop just worked on his vehicle, on the vehicle that was in the video that I had recorded, and they had scratched the top underneath the molding that he had actually inspected, peeled back the molding a little bit, the flap. Apparently they used a J molding, it looks like, or sounds like, and when he lifted up the J molding, he saw the scratch there, and when he questioned the shop about it, they denied it, of course, and they're like, that's not us, but it was a fresh scratch. So what you want to do again is just put a clear coat, either some primer on it, paint on it, anything that matches that paint color. The paint codes are on the side of your door, driver's door. 3 digits, or not 3 digits, 3 letters paint code. Just go to AutoZone, Amazon, or go online. You can find a retailer that will sell you that paint pen, or you can buy the little ounces that is and just do little touch-ups on your vehicle. But definitely scratches, make sure you seal them up, so put in the stuff. At the same time that I'm talking to you right now, I'm strategically letting that primer dry. It's very overcast, very humid, very wet moisture in the air right now here in Mississippi on this Friday. So it's gonna take a little longer for my primer to dry. So I gotta move a little slower, so that's why I'm talking to you right now. Next up, we are ready for our glass. Let's go more of a wide shot. And I'm gonna have to pull out my stand. Got a little glass in my shoe. Happens when you work with tempered glass. And then we're gonna pull our glass that came. That is my glass. It looked a little short, gave me a little worry there, but that's it. This is what we want. So first things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give me some tape, and we're just gonna tape up these defroster tabs so that they do not fall into my glue line. Give myself a little pull handle. Let's see here. Next up, we're gonna switch from clear tape, and we're gonna go to our orange tape, which is marked for the customer. And it's going to tell them to remove this tape after 24 hours. I love this stuff. We're going to put it on our glass directly. You only need 2 pieces. You don't really need much more. And the reason behind that is because you do have a wiper post that is going through this glass. That wiper post in conjunction with the little grommet here, washer, whatever you want to call it. It's going to help hold the glass into the position we need, even though the glass is in a straight up and down position. So we're going to set the glass up. We're just going to pop this through. I'm going to make sure there's no glass in there. And yep, we are clean. So kind of push on it and push in the insides, the corners that need to go through. And then once you get it through, just kind of make sure it's all flush everywhere it needs to be, and we're good there. So that's on and ready. And then the next step I need is we're gonna need a suction cup. So we're gonna have that ready. Just gonna set it right there though. I need to clean this glass, get it prepped. So it did come in a box, but just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and hit it with these sponges. Just make sure there's no contamination. It's been in a warehouse. Don't know, if they were using gloves or anything when they handled it. So we're just going to make sure that this glass is not going to leak. That we're going to have a good seal on it for our customer here. Yeah, everything looks nice. All right, so that is good. Next up, I am ready for my urethane. Let's check this and make sure it's dry. Okay, got no fingerprints. So when you touch the primer mark and it doesn't leave fingerprints or grab my glove, that means we're good, we're dry, we're ready to apply the urethane. So let's go ahead and grab a tube of urethane. We're going to pop it. Now, this tube is half used. I don't really want to, on this glass, I don't want to go with, like making too many join spots and everything with my urethane. So I'm just going to switch over to a brand new tube, and then I will put both tubes away and stow them and use them on the next job. So let's zoom in for this so you can see the applying of it. We're going to start at the bottom down here. Remember, you want to stay toward the inside. Don't get too far on the outside there. You don't want your urethane to stick out from your glass. All right, I'm going to swing my gun around, put a little pressure on the glue, and we're going to do the bottom and come on back to the join spot. Taking this real nice and slow. Some guys will zip through this. I probably would zip through this if I wasn't recording the video. There we go. All right, we're gonna set the glue gun down, take our tube out, and we're gonna stow these two guys. And then I'm gonna take my dauber that I used previously, and we're gonna pancake the glue at the bottom there together to make sure that I have a good seal. Just mash those together, pancake them, push them into each other is all we're doing. And now that makes the urethane, it's one bead there. It's very thick there too. So I'm ready to set this glass after I clean this glass one more time. So now I'm going to use my rag. We already got the contamination off the edges. And about time for a new one here. And really, truly, I don't need a suction cup for this glass. I can set it just as is with my hands. But I'll probably still put a suction cup just to be safe, just because I have more control with a suction cup. So let's lift it up. Now, glass is ready to go. Make sure this is correct, because once you put it on there on your glue, it's hard to fix. So we're going to line it up with the post, and we're going to watch the edges here, and we're going to not keep it too high, not keep it too low. We'll make those adjustments once we get it on that glue line, but make sure you try and get it on there, you know, as perfect as you can the first time. So I am on the post. We're coming in. That all looks good. So we're going to do light pressure. You do not want to press down with your body weight on this. You don't want to flatten the glue. That's not what you're doing. All right, we're going to tape it. Suction cup is off. All right, and last thing that we can do, we need to open this door. Right here, let's see here. Yeah, I think you can see this. Let's see, yeah, you can see that. Here are my defroster tabs. This little piece comes out. We're gonna pull my tape off, throw it away. Now look, some people are like, well, I don't remember if it goes with the black wire, the green wire, it don't matter. Defroster just needs a negative positive detection, so it doesn't matter how you hook it up, as long as the defrosters, the heat as we call it, plugs into both connectors and they are attached to the glass, it's gonna work. So you're not gonna get it wrong. Don't think you have to label that this was the left one, this was the right one. That's unimportant when it comes to defrosters. So now that they're plugged in, I can shove them back through so that they are hidden in my door. And they are through, and we are going to fix the little rubber gasket here. and then make that seat down where it's not going to snag on anything when he's pulling items in and out of this vehicle and they brush against this door. So there we go. Looking on the inside, there's no glue shooting out there. Looking on the outside edge, there is no glue sticking anywhere, so nothing to clean out. Again, keep your glue on the inside. Now, last thing that we need to do before I cut the video and start cleaning and vacuuming everything, I'm not going to show you the vacuuming phase. That will vary. Some auto glass shops don't vacuum, we vacuum. So hopefully if you are doing this as an auto glass technician, you will put a tarp down, you'll catch, and you'll vacuum out your stuff. It's really not, doesn't take much more longer than anything, okay? So we're just gonna clear some space here. We need to get that wiper back on. Remember, there was a washer with it. And so are we zoomed in? We are zoomed in, okay. So wiper goes in the straight up and down position, and what we can do is verify where the other wiper was. So I'm gonna look at it and see, maybe move it a little bit and just let it kind of relax out on that glass to see how exactly it is going. And it looks like the tip is gonna be touching my black. So we're gonna line it up. Don't put it on there and then grab the wiper and do this. That's wrong. You'll throw it all out of whack in the motor. And that's where you'll sometimes see wipers hanging like down here or over here in the wet resting position. And that's because someone's grabbed it and, you know, kind of stripped it a little bit. So line it up where you want it to be. Once you get that, give it a little push. It'll go into position. That's where I want it. We're gonna put our washer on first. And then we're gonna take the nut and we're gonna stick it on. Finger tight it first. And then we're gonna snug it with our ratchet set. I'm gonna hold the wiper blade so it doesn't move. Snugged, done. Sometimes there are caps that go on top of these. On that door there was no cap, and on this door over here I'm not seeing a cap as well. So that's how you replace the rear glass on a Ford Transit Connect. That's a dual door that swings open, not up, not the hatch. Hope this video helps you. The rear glass process is similar with other vehicles as well, especially when they got wipers. Pay attention to the washers, nuts, sizes, where they go as you remove things. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video. I'm gonna go ahead and start vacuuming this up and finish up with the customer here. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.